But it's not about doing something new. It's about letting something go and finding our fluidity. Right? The truth is that the people who are surrendered, they're loving life and they're moving. And people who become complacent aren't surrendered. Some waves are going to hurt more than others. And it's recognizing that that's par for the course. That's what part of this world is. Letting go is the same as acceptance, as allowing, as surrender. Those all mean the same thing. And we can find subtle nuances in them, but essentially we're saying to put something down. It's like when you hold your fist really tight. If you do it for a long time, and the tighter you hold it and the longer you do, the harder it is to open your grip afterwards. And so we have patterns that we've been holding tight for a long time, but it's not about doing something new. It's about letting something go and finding our fluidity. So how do you surrender and at the same time still move forward? Like, I want to surrender, I want to step in, but doesn't that mean that I'm going to become apathetic to reality? Doesn't that mean that I'm going to be complacent? I'll just get complacent. Maybe I won't do anything, right? If I surrender, does that mean I just stop? Like, I think surrender, I think the white flag. I'm waving the white flag. But the truth is the opposite, right? The truth is that the people who are surrendered, they're loving life and they're moving. And people who become complacent aren't surrendered. They've given up hope. It's something else. That's Yeush. Surrender means holding on to the what and the why and letting go of the how, where, and when. Surrender is in the details, not in the essence of the thing. So we are called to move in a direction, and then we let go of the details of how we get there and if we get there. The purpose of the calling is to move in the direction. That's what moves us in this dream. That's what moves us in this reality. Someone wrote, I truly believe that God created this world for us to experience and feel pleasure. It's frustrating that holding on to my connection and closeness to Hashem is easier when things seem easier in this world. I'd love to be able to have a better knee-jerk reaction of that feeling of closeness and God's goodness at all times, when we all. How do I get to that place throughout life's cycles of highs and lows? That God clearly put us into those states, sometimes with the same challenge, over and over again. Hashem gives us peace in a certain area for an amount of time, and it feels so good. But then Hashem puts us into a place of a challenge in that same area for a certain amount of time. It could be years. How do I maintain and elevate my connection, whether there is a high or there is a low? So first of all, thank you. What you're really asking is, how do I live in hishtavos? How do I live with equanimity? You're saying that there are highs and there are lows, that sometimes life goes in the direction that feels good, that we want it to, and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's challenging. And so how do I stay high, stay connected during all of that? The Maor Einayim, one of the great Chassidus Rebbes, the great student of the Baal Shem Tov, he writes that you could turn Dveikus, enlightenment, into another taiva, he says. You could turn the desire to be into that place, into that high place, into a desire to get high, into a desire to just want to leave the world and just feel good all the time, just for that sake. And you can turn it into a type of idolatry. That's possible. It's a little bit about what we were speaking earlier, which was, do I want to get high just for the sake of being high? Or is it part of something more? Is it part of something bigger? So what hishtavos, what equanimity really is it's the letting go of needing things to be different than how they are. It's appreciating the good when it's good. The verse says, B'yom tov heyeh b'tov, u'b'yom ra'ah re'eh. It means when the day is good, be in the good. And when the day is hard, when the day is bad, look, observe, watch. Can you imagine? It's amazing what Shlomo HaMelech, King Solomon, what he says there is so profound. When things are good, be in it, live in it, love it, enjoy it, appreciate it, soak it in. And when things are hard, take a step back, observe, watch, learn. Don't be as engaged in it. Don't let it take over your life. Don't let the negativity swallow you. So how do we do it? How do we go to that place more and more? So let's give an example, right? A person's struggling. Let's say they're going through a financial struggle. They've got a good year and they have a bad year. A good month, a bad month, right? So when a person's struggling financially, when it's good, it feels really good. Things are open, things are moving, things make sense. All of a sudden, they have more clarity. They have a bounce in their step. They're nicer to their husband. They say they pour an extra cup of water for their wife. They're more joyful with their kids. They show up with more clarity at their work or wherever they're going throughout the day. When things are flowing, so things feel good. And so, of course, we want that and we want all the byproducts of it. And then there's the down month, or the down year, or the down years. And all of a sudden, it's contending with, but now I can't focus on anything anymore, and I'm going through all this pain. Now, it's true, things on the surface have changed, but internally, the opportunity for perspective hasn't. So what does a person do in that place? If your self-worth, if your feeling of joy is conditional on a certain amount of revenue, of money in the bank, so that's gonna be a hard time because you're identified with the circumstance, that the circumstance is what means happiness, or the circumstance is what means wholeness. But if it's, oh wow, I wonder what's gonna happen next, your experience of it might not be joyful, but you might be able to go through it with peace. And that's what hishtavos is. What equanimity is fundamentally is the beginning. It's the portal into joy, ultimately into love, and then beyond that into oneness and enlightenment. But that first step is that sameness that we look to experience is not dull, it's not numb, it's allowing. It's the surrender to things needing to be different. It's being okay with the fact that some waves are going to hurt more than others. And it's recognizing that that's par for the course. That's what part of this world is. And in that acceptance, there can be peace. Sometimes people say to me, like, how can I find joy in a situation there's a tragedy or something terrible happens? And the goal there, maybe at the deepest, highest levels, is joy. But I think for most people, most of the time, the answer is the goal is not to be in joy, but the goal is always to be at peace. And you can be at peace with your sadness, and you can be at peace with your rage, and you can be at peace with what's taking place in your life. Like that can be okay. And that's the beginning. And with enough peace, there can be a glimmer of light. There can be joy, depending on a person's circumstance.